Are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome. If you're brand new here, I am Reverend Valerie Love, and here we talk all about the inspired life, spirituality, and travel, and the things that I absolutely love, like fashion and beauty, also. We love to talk about the inspired life. So let's be inspired, yes. And we talk a lot about money on this channel as well. Seeing my former days as a financial advisor with American Express for 7 years, having a ball with my clients, and now I have a ball with y'all, the love tubers. How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? I am Kai Easy, and you are on Secure Your Wealth. Now, we do a lot of 40-day challenges around here. We do a lot of challenges around here on this YouTube channel so that we get better, so that we exercise our powers of evolution and ascension, and we become better. We become who we truly are, which is not a person at all. There is a trap in spirituality and in personal development. And the chat trap, hey, Reverend Todd, how you loving? How you loving? The trap in spirituality and personal development is that you are trying to improve yourself. That's the trap, right? That we're trying to get better. You're trying to do personal development, personal improvement. You're trying to improve your person. Don't improve your person, forget your person. The reason that so many people, if you hear a sound, the window is open, I'm here in Miami. The reason that so many people are reluctant to let go of the idea of a personal God is because they are reluctant to let go of the idea that they themselves are a person. If we consider ourselves as a person, we will consider our God as a person. God's not a person. We are not persons. We're wearing a personhood. Yes. Yes, Pat. How you loving? Pat is ready for principle number 4. Today is day 4. And I love being with y'all every day. Let's enter our meditation that we do every day. And this meditation is to align the subconscious mind with the vast creative power that it is, with the vast abundance of the universe, so that you see it, you feel it, you are immersed in it. Therefore, you carry it out and you bring it out into the third dimension. Let's breathe. Clear the mind. Clear the mind again. Breathing deeply and clear the mind. We can practice this all day, breathing deeply and clearing the mind. And now, deeply tap into the infinite. Deeply tap into the infinite. Go beyond your personhood. Go beyond the genders and the roles we have in this world. Go beyond being a mother or father or auntie. Go beyond being a caretaker, a daughter. Go beyond being a minister or a coach or a healer. Go beyond gender. Go beyond race. Go beyond personhood. Tapping deeply, deeply, go deeper, go deeper. Tap into the infinite, the all. Where we came from, go home. And as you're by contact with the infinite. Perhaps cells that are being born now as you're in a meditation are receiving perfect information, because you chose to immerse in the infinite. Breathe. Relax in the infinite with no content in consciousness. You've gone beyond all that you know, all that you have been in any and all lifetimes, and you are in the infinite. This is truth beyond personhood. And the infinite itself is not a person. From this space of being in the infinite, pour forth thankfulness into the field. Thankfulness always signals that you have. Pour forth thankfulness into the field. Thankfulness. You're thankful because you've already received that which is desired. You're thankful because you know that this infinite life is taking care of you. The infinite brought you forward. The infinite expresses as you, through you, for you. And therefore, knowing that we are taken care of, we are loved, we are lifted, we are guided, we are doted upon, we are adored by the infinite. We let go of attachments to what love on the third dimension has to look like and what we think people have to do for us. Woo! I'm thankful, infinite. I'm thankful. Now, practice this throughout the day. It is the most powerful, most potent spiritual practice you can engage, releasing all content, going beyond all personhood, and simply hanging out in the infinite. No content. And you may wonder, how is that going to help? Because the infinite is perfection. And as you immerse in the infinite, perfection is unfolding. The infinite is active, it has active principles, unfolding perfection on your behalf. Thankfulness, thankfulness pours forth. And now, knowing yourself as the infinite, no separation. When we emerge an aspect of our consciousness to engage the third dimensional plane of space and time, we are rooted. We remain rooted and centered in the infinite. And when you are ready to now engage principle number 4, John Randolph Price, Principles of Abundance, we'll open our eyes, look down first, and slowly raise your gaze. Yes. Yes. Now, yesterday I promised you something that I did not complete the thought. Yesterday I promised you that I would tell you, or I would share with you, not tell you, simply share with you why you don't do the things that would give you more money, wealth, abundance. We call it wealth, abundance, riches, prosperity, warp, right? At warp speed. Hi, Monica, how you loving it? Hey, Gray, how you loving? Why you do not take the actions to do the things that you know would give you greater wealth. And we see ourselves not taking the action to match what we say we desire. I'll give you an example. If I say I'm going to create $100,000 months in my business, and I can imagine all kinds of lovely, wonderful things I'll do with $100,000 a month, right? And let's say that I'm currently at 50,000 a month in my business. Now, in order to go from 50,000 a month to $100,000 a month, wouldn't I have to do some things differently? Yes. Yay! Pamela is here live. Yay! So happy you're here live. Yes, I would have to do things differently. Now, let's say I hire a consultant, and a consultant comes in and says, well, you could get this business to being $100,000 a month if you, from $50,000 a month, if you made these changes. Number one, change your customer service, because you can have them take better care of your customers, and you would have less churn or less customers that leave, and more customers staying would automatically give you more money. Okay, great. That's a great idea. Number two, we need to hire 2 or 3 more salespeople, because then they can sell more of your widgets, and that would get you to $100,000 a month as well. Okay, great. And number three is, instead of you working 3 days a week, you might want to amp it up to 4 or 5 days a week, so that you can convey to everyone in the company your vision, and you can have them fired up from inspiration, which is an inner job, right? Inspiration, that people are going for something bigger than themselves. Inspiration. Yes. And okay. Now, then I see myself not doing any of the things that the consultant said. I see this a lot because I do a lot of classes, right? I teach a lot of classes. I teach a new master class just about every month, and we have a whole library of master classes. Master classes that teach you about Bitcoin, about wealth creation, about being a spiritual practitioner and charging more. Master classes about YouTube, about how to monetize your audience, about the step by step tools that we use to create vast income. How many students actually take the steps to do the actions to get the results? That's what I'm talking about, right? When you see yourself, put this in the chat if you know what I'm talking about, because I've seen myself do this. Put it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Just say, I understand. That's all you got to say. You ain't got to tell us you know your business, your personal business, but you understand what I'm talking about. That you know what would take you to the next level of your wealth, your abundance, your riches, and prosperity, and you're just not doing it. It's okay. No judgment. Just observe yourself not doing it. Aha. I am observing myself not doing the things that I learned in the masterclass. I am observing myself not doing the things that I just got from coaching. I understand. There's some people around here that understand. Trust me, family, my hand is raised too. How do you think I can talk about this in such detail? Because, hello. So, what is that? Well, I went deep inside myself to find out what it is. And this is what I found that it is for me. I don't know what it is for anyone else. I cannot tell you what it is for you. I can only tell you the mode of finding out what it is for you. Okay, Gabrielle, too. All right. Here is the mode of finding out what it is for you. First, I'll tell you what it is for me. For me, it's fear of my own power. That's what I found. Now, what you'll find when you do what I'm about to tell you is anybody's guess. You got to go find out. The way that I found it out is I went very deep into the inquisitive mode and asked, what is this? And then I got one level of, well, I don't feel like it. Okay. I went deeper. I'm going to go deeper because I don't feel like it is not an answer. And I went deeper. Well, I'm just not motivated. Okay. I'm not motivated is not an answer. Okay, let me go deeper. I went deeper. What is this? And remember, when you're asking the question of what it is, you're not asking your thinking mind to figure out answers about what it is. You're asking the infinite intelligence, the all. What is this? Some people could call it prayer. Some people would call it meditation. Doesn't really matter what you call it. It works. And so you go deeper. And as I went deeper and deeper, some people would also call this shadow work. When I went deeper and deeper into the shadow, I found that there was an aspect of me terrified of my own power. There was a part of me that was afraid to win at that high level. There was a part of me that was afraid to win at that level of success. Oh, it wasn't afraid of failure. A lot of times I talk to clients and I say, well, what are you afraid of? What's happening for you? And they say, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just afraid to fail one more time. And this is not true either. I know this from myself and from working with many clients. Because we fail so many times, we got that figured out. Nobody's afraid to fail. You already failed so many times and you know you didn't die. You didn't die. So you know that failure doesn't kill anybody, right? In the deep, Cree. In the deep. We ain't afraid to fail. We're afraid to win. Now, I'll tell you before we go into our principles of abundance, principle number 4, I will tell you how this exact thing showed itself. You know how you're doing something and then you have a thought or you have something that comes up and it shows itself from deep in the shadow. When I first started this YouTube channel, now I'm doing a YouTube class coming up this weekend. Y'all know that. Get in class. Oh my goodness, the people that are registering for this class are so amazing. A good friend of mine, Steve, he just registered for this class, and I haven't seen him in so long. ValerieLove.com. Get the book from my Amazon link if you would be so kind. Let me go to classes. ValerieLove.com, classes. And here, if it looks different when you go, because this video is 10 years old when you're watching it, all good. Just whatever it looks like now, go to classes and register now. This is the YouTube masterclass that I'm teaching. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this in this masterclass. Okay, so this is how I discovered this. And it has to do with YouTube. That's why I'm sharing that. So register for class. I'll see you on Saturday. Don't play. Everybody needs to be in this class. If you have a business, you need to be in this class because YouTube is best for your business, not Facebook, not Instagram, not TikTok, all of them. They don't care about your business. YouTube, you can actually build a huge business. Okay. So when I first came on YouTube, y'all might know the story. I'm not going to tell all parts of the story. I'm only going to tell the part of the story that's pertinent to what we're talking about. When I first came on YouTube, it wasn't like this because I came on YouTube. April will be 15 years ago that I came on YouTube. Yay! So it didn't have all these bells and whistles. It didn't have any of this stuff. It was very simple and streamlined, right? As things move up in their maturity, they also move up in complexity. So YouTube has gotten extremely complex, which I'm going to help you demystify in class on Saturday. Well, I was being coached to come onto YouTube. And how was I being coached? Because the coach that I had was a yoga mom. You may have heard me talk about Jen Lawler. This was the coach that I was working with at the time. And she was in this personal development business, and she had made $100,000 in 1 month. And I was floored. Now, mind you, $100,000 in 1 month, 15 years ago, time value of money, according to financial planning, that's probably about $250,000 now. So if I tell you, yeah, I just made $250,000 in a month, and I worked part-time, and I'm a yoga mom, and I have kids at home, and I look peaceful. If you were a mom or you were a person in that sphere, you probably would lean in and say, how did this lady do it? Well, that's what I did. I leaned in to find out how was she doing what she was doing. So she told me about the business, and she told me how much it would cost to start that business. And she was the one that got me on YouTube. Well, she was coaching me through YouTube. And so I put the video up on YouTube, and, then people watched. And I went back and I said, oh my goodness, I have 3 views on my video. She was like, great. I was like, who are they? She said, YouTube doesn't tell you who the people are. She probably was looking at me like, this lady is a purity nut. You know how your coaches are looking at you like you're a nut. I imagined that she was looking at me like that because I just was like deer in the headlights. I don't know nothing. So lo and behold, not long after that, I got my first subscriber. I'm sure if I went all the way back in my data, I could probably find the very first person that subscribed to this YouTube channel back in who knows when. I saw one subscriber. I ran to her. I was like, I have a subscriber. And she said, great. I said, what is that? No, literally. That's what I said. Like today, everybody knows what a subscriber was. 15 years ago, it was not. She said, oh, it's a person that likes your video. You know, by then I had like a couple of videos. She said, they like your videos and they just want to see more. This is when I discovered fear of success and going to a higher level. Some voice came up that was like, oh no, what do these people want from me? Like, what do they think I'm going to be churning out videos all the time? What are they waiting by the computer, waiting for me to put up a new video? No, there's too much pressure. I mean, ridiculous. That's when I saw it. I was like, oh, I see you. That's why the absolute watcher observation of yourself, being in the watcher, many spiritual traditions teach you about being the watcher, the observer of yourself. Just watch your thoughts, your feelings, watch what you're doing, look at your habits, look at yourself. That's when I said, there's something in me keeping me smaller than I am because it thinks that it will fold under the pressure of greater success. Somebody tell me that you know what I'm talking about. Just say, I know, Casey, I know. You fear greater success because greater success comes with greater responsibility, and you won't be able to just get lost throughout the day, do whatever you feel like doing because you're a greater, you know what I'm talking about, Reverend Tanya, because your greater responsibility is going to call you to show up in a very different way. If you were going to be going on to Oprah Winfrey show, if you were going to be on Super Soul Sunday, wouldn't you have to show up a different way? You probably would show up a different way than how you show up on your live streams. But now, if you show up on your live streams at your very best, you would show up on Oprah Winfrey Super Soul Sunday the exact same way. And then you wouldn't have a meltdown when you got the call that you were being invited to Super Soul Sunday. Okay, we family, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. When you observe yourself, and then we're going to do principle number 4. When you observe yourself, you will see that there is an aspect of you that doesn't want to go higher. It doesn't want to be richer. It doesn't want to be better. It doesn't want to operate in excellence. It wants to do the same damn thing you've been doing forever. And doing the same damn thing we've been doing forever is a recipe for actually going backward because you can't stand still in the game of life. You're either going up your Mount Everest or you're trying to stay in place and an avalanche is coming. That means you're going down. Let's go to principle number 4. John Randolph Price, Principles of Abundance. For all of you who have used my Amazon link to buy the book out, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's going to be in the link, it's in the description below. By the way, it is coming up on Valentine's Day, and I have some Valentine's Day goodies for you down in the description below. Also, if you are inclined to shop for some lovely Valentine goodies, I have codes for you, discount codes for you to be able to get wonderful, wonderful, wonderful savings as you treat yourself in Love Month. Treat yourself good. Okay, buy yourself something wonderful and save money at the same time. That's what I like. Now, we are at John Randolph Price's Principles of Abundance. We are on day 4, so this is going to be principle number 4. You are going to say the principle also with me because this is participatory, and I'm doing it for me, and you're doing it for you. Yay, I can do it for you. I can do it for me, and you can do it for you. Let's go. Through my consciousness of my God self, say it, the Christ within, as my source, I draw into my mind. See, there's a consciousness that inside there is a God self, there is the infinite, there is the all, and that you draw this into your mind. You're drawing from this God self into your mind. and feeling nature, the very substance of spirit. That means you're drawing into your mind and you're drawing into your feeling nature, the very substance of spirit. Where are you drawing it from? You're drawing it from the infinite, where we spent time at meditating this afternoon, before we got to this point, right? Earlier in this conversation. This substance is my supply. Thus, my consciousness of the presence of God within me is my supply. Breathe. This is deep and so simple and so straightforward that when you close your eyes and you are in the infinite, as we just were, you're going to draw from the infinite. You're going to draw from this substance. You're going to draw the substance into your mind, and you're going to draw the substance into your feeling nature, also known as the emotional body. And you are going to know that this substance is the supply. That is the supply. It is not only the source of supply, it is the supply. This is very hard for us to get sometimes, family. Sometimes this is very difficult for us to fathom or understand. We can't understand that something invisible is our supply. We cannot fathom that something that we cannot touch, taste, something that is beyond the five senses is the actual supply. That actual substance is being made visible through conduits and channels, through the channel of your customer paying you, through the channel of your client, through the channel of that next retreat attendee who buys your delicious, gorgeous retreat, through the channel of that wonderful affiliate program that you're in, through the channel of your Amazon influencers, through whatever channels you have set up. The supply is coming through those channels. The supply is not those channels. Ooh, I promise you this will free you to a whole new level when you really embody this. You will not be attached to clients. You will be stressing when somebody doesn't pay you on time, or some payment doesn't come in, or no money is coming in, or a lot of money is coming in. You won't be attached when a lot of money is coming in, and you won't be stressed when no money is coming in, or when less money is coming in than you desire. Breathe. You want to become a master at drawing substance from the infinite, just drawing it forth from the infinite into the third dimensional plane. Witches do that all the time. We're always doing that. Sometimes we do it by accident. Sometimes we do it just as a matter of course without even thinking about it. You're drawing it from the infinite into the finite. Let me give you a resource before we conclude, because I promise you that every day I would give you a resource that you can work with. And a friend of mine, Robert, in our community, he's quite amazing. You'll probably see him at the Christian Witches Convention. He sings at the Christian Witches Conventions. He is amazing. Robert used a chant, the chant that I am now going to give you. And this chant produced for him I won't tell you all the details of it because he can tell you the details of it. Produced for him a very powerful, amazing result on the third dimensional plane. And here is the chant. The chant is Brzee. Now, I will give you a variation of Brzee. So put it in the chat, Brzee. 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 Now, Brzee is particularly good, and you will see videos of us chanting Brzee right here on the channel. So I got Brzee from the amazing teacher, Dr. Pillai. I went with him to India, and prayerfully you all will come with us to India as well. You have plenty of time to get to India. We're not going to India until September. This is February. And Dr. Pillai, when I went to India with Dr. Pillai, Dr. Pillai has been teaching Brazil, and I'll give you another variation of Brazil, Shreem Brazil. Shreem, Shreem. Shreem Brazil. Shreem Brazil. Shreem Brazil. Powerful chant, powerful combination. So you can either go with Brazil on its own, or you can do Shreem Brazil. Now, Brazil was brought to us by a being. Dr. Pillai told us this being meditated for 1,000 years to receive the sacred sound, Brazil. Now, Brazil has such a high vibration, as you can feel it. You just chant Brazil. Usually at our retreats, we like to chant Brazil. We were in Athens, we chanted Brazil probably for about an hour. We love to chant Brazil when we're in Sedona as well. When you chant Brazil, you will immediately feel the lift in elevation and consciousness. And you will immediately notice that in that elevation of consciousness, you will experience a tingle or changes in the body's temple, which is telling you that the cells are agreeing with the sonic pattern, the frequency of what you're stating, and the cells are writing themselves. You know how you play a song that is jagged in its harmonic, and the salt, have you ever seen those little demonstrations where the salt will form a jagged pattern? But then you play music that is very harmonic, perhaps a symphony or something like that, and the salt will arrange itself into a beautiful crystal pattern. The same thing is happening with your cells in your body. If you are being barraged with incoherent sounds and vibrations, many of which may come from my own mind of fearful thoughts, right? Your cells are jagged, as well as the water that they're floating around in, because your body is 70% water. So the water molecules are jagged. That can't be good for you. So if you chant regularly, I love chanting. This is one of the reasons I love chanting. It feels like you're putting things back right again, and you're making the molecules in the water in your body, as our Dr. Emoto, remember Dr. Emoto? Dr. Emoto, when he was in this life, thank you, Dr. Emoto, for your incredible life. Dr. Emoto told us of the hidden messages in water, and that the water was being affected by the vibration, the sound. And so, therefore, your body is 70% water. So, what if the basis of sound healing is that the crystalline structures in the water molecules, are being perfected and traveling all over the body and perfecting things as they go? So, Brazil, you will feel it. This being chanted, this being meditated, not chanted, meditated for 1,000 years to bring us the sacred sound, Brazil. Now, Brazil has gotten many people houses. Brazil has gotten many people cars. Dr. Pillai said so many people have had cars from Brazil, including myself. It does work for cars. It seems to work super fast for cars. Dr. Pillai said that there are people just about in every state of the United States that has Brazil as their license plate. So if you try to get your car, personalized tags, and you try to get Brazil, it's probably already taken, because someone used Brazil to get that car. Now, I got myself a very lovely car many, many, many years ago. Oh, I don't know how many years ago this was. This was a long time ago. And I was having particularly difficult, I was in one of my dark nights of the soul that I talk about in Spiritual Badassery. So if you don't have my book, Spiritual Badassery, here next to me, I have a stack of my books. Absolutely pick it up, because it tells you how to exit the dark night of the soul and how to become emotionally strong, as well as it has coloring pages that we just love. Make sure you use coloring pencils. It has coloring pages that we just love, love, love. I love the coloring pages in spiritual badassery, because the coloring pages go along with the steps. There are 10 steps in here to ascend the dark night of the soul. So while I was in that dark night of the soul, I tell you, I was going through it. I was divorced. It was around the time of the divorce. It was around the time of, we had a little child custody case thing going on. We had that worked out perfectly because we both got joint legal custody, joint physical custody. We had the no money situation was going on. My mom was very sick. So it was difficult. My mom has been in the realm of the ancestors now for 11 years. So this was a couple of years before then. Well, I didn't have a car and I needed a car. And I got up every morning at 5 a.m. and I chanted Brizzy. I might have told you that story before here on this YouTube channel. I chanted Brizzy for an hour straight every morning. It didn't matter what was going on. I would just sit up at 5 a.m. Didn't matter if you go back to sleep later, get a nap later on that day. At 5 a.m., I would be up because at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., we study in the mystery school that is the witching hour, where the veil is thin and there's a lot of spiritual work that can be done between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. That's why all the spiritual traditions and whatnot tell you to meet the sun, wake up early in the morning. And I chanted Brizzy every single day for 30 days straight. Actually, probably was a little, it might have been 30 days. Every day, 5 a.m. at the exact same time, like clockwork. And I would chant it for a whole hour. Somewhere in that 30 days, I came across this car deal. I was just out walking, wasn't thinking about a car, wasn't even looking for the car. It was the farthest thing from my mind. And I go past this car dealership that says, no credit check, no down payment, or something like that. It was some kind of special deal kind of. See, here's your thing coming true. I go in and I look around and I see all these different cars. They weren't new cars by any means, and they weren't cars that were so super fabulous. They were working person cars that could get you around to wherever you needed to go, and that was what I required, right? Well, I went in, I saw the car that I liked. They told me the deal about it, and it was like one of these things where you pay the car like weekly or something like that, or bi-weekly when you get paychecks and whatnot. You just had to bring in some kind of proof that you were getting income, which I was, and within a matter of days, I had that car. It was a big gold van. It was a caravan, so it could have all the different stuff in there that I needed. Take my kids and my I don't even know. I might have had one grandbaby at that time. Now I have three. Well, my daughter gave birth to four. Three are still with us in this life, and one is also in the realm of the ancestors. So I would say that this was probably 2011, somewhere around there. Anyway, it worked. And if you work Brizzy, it will work for you. It is agnostic, meaning that it does not go by a religion or a spirituality. If you use it, it works. It's like a screwdriver. A screwdriver doesn't care if a wonderful lady is using it or a kid or a serial killer. It will screw in a screw. It doesn't care about who the mechanic of the technology is. That's the same thing with Brizzy. It doesn't care if you're a Christian, Buddhist. These things don't matter when you are working with powerful spiritual technologies. That is the gift for the day. I will see you tomorrow for principle number 5 and the end of our first week. We're here Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. I freaking love you. Peace. Kaisi out. Peace. Peace, peace, peace.